What's up, guys? This is MV back again with another video, and today we're installing rear Brembo calipers on my 86. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can buy a kit that adapts different calipers to your setup, and then you can put them on. You can buy big brake kits from high value name brands, or you can do what I chose to do, which I sourced a set of 2017 WRX Sti Rear Brembos, painted them myself, sanded them, primed them with high temp primer, and then I did my own Montana purple. I think it's like cosmic purple. It's on literally every one. If you see purple in my car, that's the purple that's there. And then I used the Spray Max 2-part clear and coated it. I did it on my big brake kit for the fronts, I want to say maybe a year ago, maybe two, and it's been phenomenal. Washed my car, fucking pressure wash, everything. It's been phenomenal. So I repeated the same thing for my rear calipers. So what you'll need is obviously 2017 WRX Sti brake calipers. I chose to also upgrade to the DBA Rotors. These are the DBA Street Series. I have these also in the front. It might be the race series in the front because I know that they also come with the temperature markings on this, but the rear did not. So I got a DBA Street Series for these. I also have high temp brake fuel from Motul and Stop Tech Sport Series. So this is what I could run on the street version. There is a GT86 for the hot pads, which will be on the track. But these right here for the street series, we'll put them on right now. And as you can see, everything lines right up in the caliper. Let's get these bad boys on. So first we're gonna have to get the wheel off, and then we'll take a look at the rotors. I broke the nuts before I raised it, but I guess that one was a little tight still. So, as you can see, I painted my old Subaru calipers, and the same way I painted the front. High temp primer, the Montana purple, and that 2-part clear. This one I actually had to do on the car. There's some pics on my Instagram if you want to take a look at that. But like I said, it holds up, it's great. You can fucking mess around with it. It's perfect. So what you'll need to do, I have a couple spacers for my setup. I haven't gone freaking 3-piece DIY 3-piece super done wheels or anything. I do have a plan for different wheels in the future, but for right now, this is what I'm rolling with. So take off your spacers if you have any spacers. We have bolts M8 1.25 for the rotors. Remember to release that e-brake. Go ahead and drill out your rotors, and then I'll show you the back end after all this. So this should start off where a lot of you already are. So this is the OEM rotor, and this is an OEM caliper. You're gonna go ahead and use 14 millimeter ratchets to take off the caliper. We're gonna hang it up to the back. Not really worried about bending the rubber hoses because we have stainless steel braided lines going in right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the the caliper, and then we'll get those bolts. See these little holes right here? I have bolts that go in. We're gonna release the e-brake right now, and then we're gonna go ahead and remove the rotor as well. So I'm gonna do that right now, but let me take off the caliper first. So we're not going to take off that brake line until the end, so we don't just start dropping fluid everywhere and we get all dirty. So we already have this rotor, and I have the two bolts. Start pushing them in here. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and release my brake, my e-brake now, so I'm not putting pressure on those pads as well. So we're not going to take off that brake line until the end, so we don't just start dropping fluid everywhere and we get all dirty. So we already have this rotor, and I have the two bolts. Start pushing them in here. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and release my brake, my e-brake now, so I'm not putting pressure on those pads as well. It's all that built up rust. Awesome. So this is how it looks. It came right off, simple. This is all you have to do to switch out your rotors. This is like a freaking 30-minute situation. I say 30 minutes because it's faster than that, but something always comes up. So now we're gonna go ahead and just wire, steel brush this, and then hit it with some brake cleaner and throw the new rotor on. You do also, if you are upgrading to the 2017 WRX Sti calipers, you have to trim these right here, and we'll do that on video real quick. User safety, iPro. That's more than enough for the bottom. Let's test fit it now. Remember, when sourcing a rotor, get the ones that have the 5x100, unless you've already done the 5x114 conversion. This has both, so simple stupid. And then we have this, and I'll take off the rotor so you can see the holes. Those holes line straight up. It's freaking awesome. So if you also check out, I'll plug in a couple links below for Amazon. They have these dupe calipers by multiple people. I think Power Stop makes some. I think A Premium makes some other companies make them, and they make getting a hold of some of these calipers easy. Under 200, 300 bucks for calipers. You're gonna pay about 150 for each rotor, and then everything all said and done, I say around 800 bucks, and you get a whole rear brake package for awesome performance, awesome looks, awesome upgrades. So we switched around to the other side of the car because this side's almost done. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my caliper on. The rotors are put on, my spacers are put back on. I'm gonna go ahead and put my rotor and then move the brake line from the old one to the new one. Need your bolts. Bolts do not fit this thread pattern. Let me see if I have some other things, some other bolts for these. Alright, let's do this together, guys. I got a couple bolts here, and I'm going to thread them in, see if they fit. And if they fit, I'll plug it into my bolt. So what these are M10 125. And we need either M10 10s or M10 15s. Need 4 of them, by the way. back. So the calipers take an M10 1.5, and I got two sizes to figure out. I got grade 10 bolts because it's too late to go to Subaru, and even if I went to Subaru, those motherfuckers wouldn't have it anymore. They want a VIN number and all this stuff. I just need a bolt. M10 grade 10, 1.5. Let's make sure this baby fits. Success. Alright, so let's bolt these bad boys on. And get this over with. With the 30 millimeters. 40s look just a tad long. These are the 40s, just a bit bigger. These are the 30s, just a tad smaller. Let's try the 30s first so we don't have any interference with anything. Just like a millimeter or two, but there's no interference with the rotor. Alright, put those brake pads in and check it out. Trimmed the back plate. We've rubbed a little rust away from where we're going to mount the brake caliper, brake rotor. So we're going to put the rotor back on. E-brake. Take it off. We have the rotor on. Now we're going to go ahead and place our spacers. E-brake. Thank you. So now that we have the rotors on, we're going to go ahead and mount this caliper. I already put in the pins, so I'm just going to take them back out so I can properly weld. I was just double checking prior to the video that everything lined up. The only thing I had to go was go get some bolts. So I'm happy. Bolts acquired. The old calipers took M10 times 1.25. The new calipers take M10 1.5. So that's, I'll put it down here. I'll put it right there. These are 40 millimeter bolts. That's the ones I went with a little washer on the back. Glove. We will touch our legs. That's where the holes go. We have to go grab the other one. I noticed that the low pad indicator will go off on that side. So we'll pull one of those and we'll drop this one in there. Give me a second. Oh, and we're back. All right. Top. Go ahead and put that cotter pin in. T-brace under. Push down. Next pin in the bottom. Pushing down that T-brace. And then last pin. And that didn't work. Boom. Done. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't she see beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? Alright, so now I'm just gonna disconnect all the brake lines, drip them into a pan, and go ahead and hook them up to the new Brembos, bleed the brakes, and then we'll get it going. But that's all for me right now. You can look at another video to bleed brakes. I'm over it. Have a good one, guys, and stay tuned. So when I disappeared, like, I went to Advanced Auto Parts, and you know the little 3 like rotisseries they have with nuts and bolts and washers and everything? They were all empty, but they had like these little scan tags. So I was like, oh great, they have them in the back. I just got to bring up a scan tag. I go to bring up a scan tag, and the guy's like, oh no, we don't have any bolts. I'm like, do you not have the bolts I want, or do you have no bolts? And they're like, yeah, we have no bolts. Well, if you don't see anything over there, we don't have anything. And I'm like, all 3 racks are completely empty. You don't have like a box back there? He's like, nope, no bolts. And I was like, all right, well, can I look up this bolt and see who has it? And he was like, no, because the bolts don't have scans, and I can't look up a random bolt in the system. And I was like, are you kidding me? Advanced Auto Parts, 0 bolts? This is outrageous. I ended up having to go to AutoZone. They had exactly what I needed. Put them in. Got them on the